Yeah, I told them we just need to get the correct number so they can charge us money. Amanda, is that everyone?
Yeah, everyone.
Cool. Okay, I'll just count it.
Yeah, Freddie. They just arrived.
Can you wait here?
You get two. We've got 30 plus YouTube.
We have 16.
Is this everybody now?
That's everyone, yeah.
Yeah.
You remember?
16, otherwise you can't hear.
Смотрите, массажем за то было. Скажите, видеосъемка.
And then you take your 16 straight in.
Okay, guys, you go with Marco. Okay. Ellas también, ¿vale?
You need to fit them. If it's a ladder like this, hold on, open it, put it on your head, twist the button till it fits your head, and then push the button. If it's the other sort,
Adjust it and pull it out, twist it, push it back.
press the bit to make it loose, then put it like that shape once they fit,
Pass them down.
Ramsgate tunnels. As you can see, this is a railway tunnel. Built in Victorian times in 1863 by the London, Chatham and Dover Railway Company. They built a station just outside there where you came in, known as the Harbour or the Sands Station. And at the far end was a turntable that turned the engines round for their journey back up towards Broadstairs. During the First World War in 1915, airships were flown across the Channel to drop bombs on coastal towns, and Ramsgate was no exception. Damage was caused to a hotel in the town centre, and 2 people were killed in a bombing raid in 1915. In 1916, young children on their way to Sunday school, to church, were strafed by 2 seaplanes that had crossed the Channel. 5 were killed and 5 were seriously injured. Explosion, and it wouldn't have allowed any blast to come into these narrow tunnels. The central handrail runs all the way to the surface, and that was very important because the first 2 flights of stairs were in pitch darkness due to the blackout regulations. No one was allowed to show a light above ground between the hours of about 6 o'clock in the evening and 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, on the 24th of August 1940, Ramsgate suffered one of the first blitz raids of the Second World War. The target wasn't Ramsgate because there was no military installations in the town. The target was Royal Air Force Manston, which is about 3 miles, brick lining. They were going to have a cowling on the top for ventilation, but they were never used for that because the tunnels, the way they were built, they were self-ventilating. But it's also where the chalk was taken out, loaded into baskets and hauled up and put onto lorries. 65,000 tonnes of chalk were excavated from under the streets of Ramsgate to build these tunnels. And all that chalk was taken down to the Western Undercliff near Ramsgate Harbour. They were going to build a seawall, but most of that got washed into the English Channel. Left hand side, sorry.
I'd like you to stop at the bench, please.
To go to the right.
Sorry. Right, stop there, please.
Hologramy, tak?
Some photographs taken during the Second World War by British Pathé News, and you're going to see a film in a while that they made as well. Now this was a permit to use a bunk. You had to have a permit to use one of the bunks. Here we have children at a Christmas party. That was on the other side of Ramsgate at Liverpool Lawn in 1940. There, someone who'd lost their business as a hairdresser or barber, carrying on his business in one of the construction shafts. Behind that wall is a very large cave and a staircase leading up to the theatre, Granville Theatre, but it's at the back of someone's house. The person who lives there is fortunate enough to have 2 tunnels, a chalk cave and a staircase to the theatre from his kitchen. That's why it's been blocked off with concrete. Now, this is what happened to people who had nowhere to live. They salvaged what they could from their houses. They took the deck chairs off the beach and made themselves as comfortable as they could. And it progressed from this kind of shelter to something like this. En-suite accommodation. Nice, eh? But there were so many people living down here that this became a big fire risk. The local council instructed the people living down here to take these structures down, take them back to the surface and get rid of them. And they replaced them with 300 of these units here, which were covered in fire retardant hessian. And they were at the top end of the railway tunnel. They also built a field kitchen to feed people. They had a medical centre, and there is on one of our computer screens you can see the medical centre with the nurses looking after a young girl who'd injured her leg.